I'm up here with Bill Hofstetter, one of our dwarf competitors. And Bill, how long have you been competing in the dwarfs?
I I changed from sprint car to dwarf car, I think, in '98.
And you probably competed in a lot of different tracks. How many different tracks have you been with the dwarf cars?
Oh my, we did run Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, and the last 3 or 4 years I've cut back, and I'll go to Michigan a couple times, maybe Indiana.
Now you say you switched from the midget cars to the dwarfs with the regular midgets like we're used to seeing?
The midgets was sprint car. It wasn't midget, it was a full-blown sprint cars with the wings on top, and we run it mainly at Attica.
So you want to run the Outlaw sprint cars, the wing sprints?
Right.
That's got to be a thrill.
They're neat because the horsepower you run, they're about the same weight as these are. You accelerate, they don't accelerate, they explode.
And you pretty much just drive with the gas pedal to throw them around the racetrack.
That's right, and there's nothing like it. You're not living until you do it.
Now, I drove myself for 12 years, but most of my experience has been all on asphalt. I did drive a dirt track once when they turned Springfield Fairgrounds into a racetrack for a couple, just like 1 year, and I thought it'd be the last night of my life. But after that, I stayed with the asphalt.
Well, I swore I would never run asphalt. It was strictly born dirt. The first night, or the first year we run these was about in somewhere around 99. We split and run asphalt and dirt. And the first time I was on asphalt, I said, man, this is for me. I mean, it's a little more predictable, but I like the quickness, and it's just a good form of racing.
Now, I watched the cars out there. They look like they're really maneuverable. They can really stick to the track good out here.
We would, if you put a clock on our fastest cars, we'll be with the late models and E-mods.
Now, a lot of people ask me, how fast are you running the mile per hour range, and, you know, just general questions when I'm out in the crowd.
If you turn Shady Bowl out here in like 13.9, you're going to hit 100 mile an hour on the front straightaway.
Now, in this little old car, that's getting it done.
Yeah, it's moving.
Now, a lot of people ask me, what is the difference between a dwarf and a legend car?
Main difference, a legend car, when you buy them from the manufacturer, your shocks, springs, everything's at an exact location, every dimension's the same. You can change nothing, they're sealed engines. Our cars, we purchase the cars, we have setup that you basically can go by, but we can make a lot of changes. And so if you take times out here at the bowl, we'll be a good second and a half quicker. Also, they have to run on stock street tires, which we run on a Goodyear racing tire. And they'll race out here around 16 seconds, where we'll get down sometimes into 13s. So it's quick.
How long does a set of tires last you?
If you got the setup right, you'll get 6-8 races. You get more than that out of the left side. You get 6 or 8 races out of the right side.
Yeah, I know that's a big cost in racing. Like I say, I raced myself, and we ran the Hoosier Slicks, and I drove the Sportsman and late models. And if you didn't buy a new set of tires at that time, about 20 years ago, every night, you was about 3/10 off. So it's very expensive with the tires. So I imagine they've changed that in time.
Got a neat little story. Nate Heron, which you all know because he's won out here this year. Well, when he started, his dad come around and had been watching out here, and he wanted me to drive the late model and work with his son. So we decided to, and my goodness, after about half or 2/3 of the season was over, Nate on Saturday or on Wednesday nights was putting the car around the track better than I was, and going from these and a little 72-inch wheelbase to a full-blown late model, it's like you're driving just a great big old limousine or something. It's just a horrible feeling, you know, to adjust to. So I said, get Nate in the car. I mean, he's very capable, and we can all see where Nate's at now. But they was exceptional people to work with, and that was one thing I really enjoyed. And look back at it now and see where he is, you know.
Now, Bill, what type of engine do you have in your dwarf?
This is a Suzuki engine, water-cooled. It's actually an 1100 Suzuki. We build them up to 1200 cc's, and that's like a lightened and balanced crank. You do some valve work, cams, You get too much money in them. I mean, we stick more money in what a lot of the guys do out here. If you're going to run, we'll get on just a rebuild, if everything's okay, and on a rebuild like this winter, we'll have about 3,200 in a rebuild. But to build the engine, you'll have around 6,800. Yeah, I mean that's your engine,
right?
But about $6,800 if you have one built. And what we're trying to do now is go to 1,000 engines stock, and it seems as though they're pretty closely. The new 1,000 engines are running with these cars.
Yeah. Are you trying to do that to cut the expense down, and maybe get some more competitors out here and make a little better racing for the fans?
If you could get into those engines stock, you can buy them off of motorcycle junkyards anywhere from $1,800 to $2,400. You got full fuel injection, ignition, everything. And where with what we do here, then that's just the start, because then we got ignition. We have to go to dyno ignition, and then that's electronic, and carburetors. That's $1,200, and you just keep going.
Right.
And where that thing, what we're trying to do is stick them in stock out of a motorcycle and keep it that way. You're still going to see. You're not going to be able to say, "Oh, they've reduced the engines way down," because those things turn 14,000 RPMs,
right,
and we turn about 11.2.
Yeah.
Well, so they just turned more RPMs, got more gear reduction, got the same kind of outcome on it then in horsepower, So it would be, I think it would really assist and increase car count and entice a lot of other people.
Yeah, that's one thing we're looking at, and I look at the sport, and you're, obviously a little older than I am, but, you don't see a lot of new guys, young guys getting into the sport. And I think that's what we need to do is maybe come up with something where guys can get into cars for less expense, and kind of get the fan base back out here.
Well, there isn't anything that's more fun. I mean, it really is. It's exceptionally fun. And the other thing I like about it, yeah, we'll have little quibbles at times, not much. You let something happen back here, which is what's happening right now. They got Nagel's car out here, everybody jumping in trying to work on it. I don't care what parts you got. You cough up the parts, and we get them on the track, and that's what we want to do. And we all sit back here and have a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one thing. When I was racing the sportsman cars and stuff, they loaned Dave Brandenburg a water pump because he needed one. He ended up winning. I came in second. I said, "No, thanks for loaning my water pump, but hey, that's part of the sport."
Well, it's pretty nice not to be going to Tiffin and spending about $5,000 after you run the sprint car and you flip. And it's not if you're going to, it's when, because you're going to. And you get about $5,000 in one now if you flip it and don't break your engine.
Right.
If you break your engine, heaven forbid. But, and it's pretty nice not to have that hanging over your head. And it's just a good time.
Okay. Well, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, Bill, and good luck out there tonight.
I got something new tonight. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to be able to see for the first time. You can see this.
Yeah.
It's cataract surgery.
Oh.
I see things out here tonight I just can't believe. And when I got on the track, I can see the corners. I can see so I'm kind of anxious, but we'll hold her down for a while.
Well, I'm glad that's working out for you. And I say good luck tonight.
Yeah, okay.
And we're looking forward to it.